Hello and welcome to my Canning and Emergency Preparedness channel. I'm Prepper Potpourri and I'm excited to share some important tips with you today. You know, we all store rice, right? Well, just about all of us, I think, for everyday use and long-term use. But you know what? If it was an emergency situation and you just had to make boiled rice and eat it every day, it sure would be boring. That's why I'm here today to showcase 7 different recipes that are all made with shelf-stable ingredients. Everything from entree to a breakfast dish to dessert to even a rice drink. And I have the ingredients and instructions in a PDF that you can upload for free right below this video. And by making your own list of recipes that you can use rice in that use shelf-stable ingredients, it will help you make a shopping list for the other shelf-stable ingredients you'll need in your pantry. So you really should have a printed list of rice recipes, and I'm going to help you with that. Oh, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the little bell icon if you want to receive future videos, and a thumbs up if you like this video. Now, our first recipe is fried rice, and that's pretty simple to make. I have one that I make that I love, and it uses Spam. So you're going to want 2 cups cooked rice, a can of veg oil, 2 tablespoons onion flakes, 1/4 cup low sodium soy sauce, 3 tablespoons brown sugar, a tablespoon cooking oil, and you can add Spam or other meat cut in chunks. And if you want, you can make a little more Hawaiian by adding canned pineapple, or Mexican. Omit the soy sauce and sugar and add 1 can chicken broth, 1 can corn, 1 can black beans, 1 can diced tomatoes and chilies, and 1/2 teaspoon cumin. Cook your rice ahead of time, then heat your oil in a deep skillet over medium heat. Add your vegetables and soy sauce and cook for 3 minutes or until heated through, stirring frequently, and add your rice. And then you have a great entree. Now, you can have rice, just as a side dish, plain boiled rice, but my husband's whose name, by the way, is Ron, always likes rice-a-roni. So we call it rice-a-roni because he loves the chicken variety. But here's a copycat recipe and you can make it yourself. You just need 1/2 cup of vermicelli broken into 1/2-inch pieces. Mine are probably a little longer than a 1/2 inch. 1 cup long grain rice, 3 to 4 teaspoons or 3 to 4 cubes chicken or beef bouillon, 1/2 teaspoon Italian seasoning, 1 teaspoon dried parsley, 1/8 teaspoon garlic powder, 2 3/4 cup water, and 2 tablespoons butter or ghee. Now in your large skillet, you want to melt your butter, and then you're going to add your pasta and your rice, and you want to cook it until it's just lightly brown. Add your waters and seasonings and bring to a boil. Reduce heat to low and cover, and cook for 15 to 20 minutes, stirring occasionally until all the water is absorbed. Doesn't that look good? Delicious. And there you have it. You have rice-a-roni. And believe me, it really does taste good. And if you're worried about the salt content, use low sodium bouillon. But now, how about a great soup? One of the soups my husband also likes is that Greek lemon chicken soup. And you know what? That's really easy to make with shelf-stable ingredients. Let me show you. And this was adapted from a Campbell's soup recipe. You want 4 cups chicken broth, unsalted, 1 can Campbell's condensed cream of chicken soup, 3 4.5 ounce canned chicken, or 1.5 cups shredded cooked chicken, or in this case, I'm using a pint of my ugly chicken that I canned myself. 1.5 cups cooked white rice, 2 tablespoons lemon juice, and 1 teaspoon dried parsley. Now you're going to want to heat that broth and soup in a saucepan over medium-high heat till it comes to a boil. Once that happens, stir in your chicken and your rice. And now we're going to reduce the heat to about medium. And you want to cook for 3 more minutes or until everything is hot. Take it off the burner, stir in the lemon juice and the parsley, and then season to taste with salt and pepper.
Look at that. Big chunks of chicken, rice.
I mean, that's so easy. And it really tastes good for having, a canned Campbell's soup in the recipe. Now, what about breakfast? Well, let's make some rice pancakes. That's right, rice pancakes. Here's the ingredients. 1 cup cooked white or brown rice, 1 1/4 cups milk, 1 1/4 cups flour, 1/4 cup sugar, 2 tablespoons applesauce, 1 tablespoon baking powder, 1 tablespoon butter, melted or ghee, vegetable oil. Now you want to heat up your griddle or your skillet over medium heat. And while you're doing that, in a large bowl, combine your rice, the milk, the flour, sugar, applesauce, baking powder, and butter. And then blend with an electric hand mixer for 2 minutes. So coat your pan with vegetable oil and pour about 1/4 cup batter into the griddle and cook until the underside is golden brown, and then flip it and cook the other side until it's golden brown. It'll be about 2 minutes per side. Now, you might say, well, what do they taste like? Well, the outside is crispy like a pancake, and the inside is a little bit more soft, but it's really good. And of course, as long as you put maple syrup on it, anything tastes good. Well, anyway, that's according to my Canadian neighbors. Now, we're going to make something we can use in a variety of different ways. Puffed rice. So, kind of like Rice Krispies, except it's not sweetened. And you could use it in cereal, you could use it in candy bars, or just snack on it if you want to add certain seasonings. Let me show you how to make it. It's really easy. So, leftover rice again. We're using 1 cup rice, and we got oil for frying. You want to preheat your oven to 250 degrees and put your cooked rice on parchment paper on a baking sheet. And then you're going to bake for 2 to 2.5 hours or until all the moisture has evaporated. And then let it cool completely. And then I poured 2 inches of oil, maybe a little less than that, in a saucepan. And it would have been better if I used my deep fryer, but I didn't want to lug it out. You now need to heat that oil up to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. And if you don't have a thermometer, you can just test when you think it's hot enough, throw in a grain of rice. And if it starts to puff up, it's hot enough. So you want to put in 1/4 to 1/2 cup at a time. It takes seconds and the rice puffs right up. Then drain the rice on a paper towel on a plate. Let it cool.
Nice and crunchy.
It's so nice and crunchy. But you can imagine it. You could add it with milk on top and sugar, and you would have your own breakfast cereal. But I was thinking how great it would be if I put in like maybe some garlic, salt, and onion salt, something like that to season it. It would make a great snack. And of course, it can also be used in food bars and candy. Now we have 2 things left. 1, dessert, rice pudding. And it's so easy to make with your shelf-stable ingredients. You need 5 cups of water altogether, but in this first stage, we're using 2 cups water, 3/4 cup uncooked rice, 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1 1/4 cups milk powder. I'm using whole milk instant powder, 1/2 cup sugar, and then you could add 3/4 cup raisins or dates or dried fruit, anything you want to give it just a little more of a flavor boost. And you're going to want 1 teaspoon vanilla and some ground cinnamon. And of course, you could also add nuts. In a medium saucepan, you're going to combine 2 cups of that water, rice and salt, bring it to boiling, reduce heat, simmer covered for 15 minutes. There'll be just a small amount of liquid remaining in the saucepan. In a small bowl, you're going to combine milk powder and sugar and stir the sugar mixture into the rice mixture. And bring it up to boiling again, and then reduce the heat and simmer uncovered over low heat for 10 to 20 minutes until thickened. You want to stir it often because you don't want it burning on the bottom of your pan. Okay, it's been 20 minutes. Nice and thick. It's ready. Then remove it from heat, stir in your butter and vanilla. Transfer to a bowl, cover and refrigerate at least 3 hours before eating. And of course you could also add cocoa to it and make it a chocolate rice pudding or coconut flakes. It's really up to you. But it makes a great dessert that's very cost effective. Now, we're going to end with this. This is horchata. It is a Mexican rice drink, and it's really, really good. Let me tell you how to make it. Well, anyway, the way I make it. I used 1 cup uncooked white rice, 4 little cinnamon sticks, 1 12-ounce can of evaporated milk, 1 12-ounce can of condensed milk, 8 cups of warm water, and sugar, and ground cinnamon, and a half to a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Again, that is optional. Now you're going to want to wash and drain the rice. Place the rice, the cinnamon sticks, and 4 cups of water into a bowl. Cover the bowl and refrigerate overnight. And once you're ready to blend the rice, remove the cinnamon sticks, and then use 2 separate batches by adding 1/2 of the rice and water each time in your blender, and puree until it's smooth and forms more of a paste-like texture. You can use a fine strainer, but I am using some cheesecloth, my favorite kind. By the way, if you're interested, I have purchase info on it. It's just so sturdy. I really like this cheesecloth. Anyway, I've just put it over my cup and put a rubber band around it. Now I'm pouring the blended mixture over it, and I want to strain out as much liquid as possible and push on the solids. Then I'm just pulling up the cheesecloth, kind of my cheesecloth balloon, and squeezing it so I can get out all the liquid. Then we just want to stir in the condensed milk and the evaporated milk and vanilla and another 4 cups of water. Stir well. I added more cinnamon, but you don't have to. And I didn't think it needed any more sugar. I thought it was just perfect the way it was. Chill your beverage and then serve it over ice. Really refreshing. Okay, that's it. I gave you 7 ideas, but I want you to add to these ideas. Keep printing out ways that you can use rice. It's an important part of an emergency food pantry. Know how to use your items and know what other items you need in your pantry to make these recipes. And you will be happy if anything happens in the future. As always, stay safe and share the knowledge.